Hi honeys, I'm Hollie Wakeham, makeup artist, and we're here today and we're going to be doing the Lydia Bright from Towie look. This look is amazing, it's very vintage with a really strong bold red lip and false lashes, so we're going to get started. For this look, because it's quite a natural look, we're going to be using the MUA BB Cream. So we're just going to pop some of this on the back of the hand. Using our foundation brush, we're just going to work this into the skin in circular motions. So we're using a shade lighter today because Lydia has quite pale skin. She went from the very tanned Essex look and then she sort of relaunched her image to be very natural, vintage, classic with pale skin. Okay, so now we want to conceal any blemishes that we have. So for this, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. This is going to stay on all day and it's also full coverage. We're now going to pat this onto the areas where it's needed. So we're just going to add this just slightly under the eye, just to knock out any darkness that you might have had from a late night out. Now we're going to add some powder to set it all because we don't want that shiny looking face. So to do this, I'm going to be using MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Natural. This is a very light shade in keeping with the paler skin tone. And I'm going to be using a large fluffy brush. Okay, so Lydia doesn't have a really bold cheek colour. So all we're going to do is just add a slight little dimension to the cheek so the face doesn't look too flat. For this, I'm going to be using an angled cheek brush and just a little tiny shade darker, again in the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish. So just in a sweeping motion, you just want to take that colour up just on the cheek area and cheekbone area. Okay, so we've now finished the face. We're going to go on to the eyes, and for this we're going to use an eye primer. This is going to make sure all our eyeshadows stay on. My favourite one at the moment is the Stay Don't Stray by Benefit. I love this because it's got a nice pale colour, so it's going to cancel out any redness, which is perfect for them bright eyes. So applying from the lash line up to the brow, we're just going to smooth this all over and blend it in. Okay, so Lydia wears a really neutral shimmery white colour on her eyelid. So for this, I'm going to be using a fluffy brush and we're going to be using the lightest colour in Virgin. Now we're going to add a slight contour. We're going to make it look very natural, and we're going to use this colour here called Buck. Now this is a really nice matte colour that's perfect for a contour. And small fluffy brush. Then we're going to use a clean fluffy brush just to blend out any edges. Okay, so now onto brows, and Lydia wears her brows very bold. So for this we're going to be using an angle brush. So we're just going to run through the product just to define the shape slightly. So if you get to this stage and your brows are looking a little heavy, you can always use one of these brushes. These are perfect for combing through the brows just to soften them slightly, and it just makes them look a little more natural. So now we're going to go on to the eyeliner, and Lydia just loves wearing a nice thick bold flicked eyeliner. So we're going to be using the Collection 2000 Extreme Eyeliner. Now this is very different to other eyeliners because it's like a felt tip pen, so you can get that perfect sweep motion. In the middle of the eye, that's where we're going to place the felt tip, and we're going to run it along the lash line. You want to start from the outside corner and work your way in. And again, take your time. So make sure you do slow movements, place your felt tip pen down, and then bring it in. Okay, so now we're going to curl the eyelashes, and I'm going to be using the MAC Mini Eyelash Curlers. These are perfect for getting right in them corners and really curling them straight lashes that you can get. Okay, so to create Lydia's false lash look, we're going to be using Makeup Forever Smokey Lash Mascara. And we're going to really load up these lashes. So we want to really wiggle the mascara wand right in at the root and then flick the little ends out. There's not a lot of focus on the bottom lashes with Lydia's look. So we're going to be adding some false lashes. Now Lydia wears really heavy fluttery eyelashes, so for this we're going to be using these ones here. These are from Amazing Shine, and they're nice and fluttery because they're 100% human. So we're going to place the lashes on, sticking the middle down first, and then we're going to hold down the two corners. Okay, so Lydia's now known for her big red lips, and for this I'm going to be using a MAC red lipstick. This is my favourite red lipstick, it's Ruby Woo, and the reason why I love this so much is because it's a matte red lipstick, so it stays on all day because it's clay based. And you want to take the lip line slightly over the natural lip line to create more of a fuller look. Now all we're going to do for this look is just add a slight highlight to the cheekbone. For this, I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralize, and this is in Lightscapade. I'm going to be using a large highlighting brush, and all we're going to do is just add it to the cheekbones. We're also going to add a little bit down the centre of the bridge of the nose and on the Cupid's bow, just to make them lips pop. So to create the loose curls for Lydia's look, we're going to be using some straightening irons, and you can also use a curling wand if you want, but these are more loose curls. So just grabbing large sections of hair, all we're going to do is put them into the straightening iron, wrap the hair around, and then slowly bring the straightening iron around, creating that nice loose curl. So now we've curled all the hair, we're going to run some play powder through the hair. Now this is perfect for creating volume without it being cakey with sticky hairspray. You still want it to look nice and natural. So this powder, all we're going to do is just run this through the roots, and this is just going to create some volume and texture. Okay, so after you've added the texturising powder, we're going to lift up large sections of hair very roughly, don't have to be too perfect. With a bristle brush, we're just going to backcomb the root area. Okay honey, so that's the look created. Lydia Rose Bright, beautiful bold red lips, eyeliner flicks with false lashes, a loose curl and some volume. Thanks for watching, bye!